Guys, we need a bit more energy than that, okay?
More energy, guys.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
So the stage is already buzzing. We've got a real full house today. But first, I want to hear some predictions for this weekend, guys. Can anyone shout out who they think is going to be the winner for this weekend? Sorry, say that again? Okay, I hear that.
Oh, I love it. We are so excited to be up here on stage. But before we dive into all the action, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about Driven by Us. Now, Driven by Us is a community championing diversity and inclusion within motorsports, so we connect like-minded individuals to the sport, and we do that through so many initiatives. So whether you're looking for a career in engineering, in STEM, in media, driver academy, maybe you consider yourself to be the next Oscar Piastri. Who knows? You might be that person. Please give us a follow on Instagram, drop us a DM, and we are based in Woodcote B. So if you do follow us on Instagram, let us know, and we have some Tops cards that we're giving away.
Yeah. So with us on stage today, we have the lovely George. And George has an extensive career, you guys. Can everyone say, ooh?
Yeah.
So George, I'd love to know a little bit about what you do and what you kind of do within Driven by Us, basically.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Lovely to see some familiar faces and some new faces as well. Nice to see you, Danish. So for myself, I've been a race engineer over the last few years. I started out working with Lewis Hamilton's electric racing team, X44.
Wow.
So joined as a junior engineer, became a performance engineer, and then eventually a race engineer responsible for the engineering duties, traveling around the world as part of this championship, which was absolutely great.
Amazing.
And then kind of been also working with ProDrive, so that's another organization that has allowed me to explore many different disciplines in the process as well. So that has been great. And then Driven by Us, naturally, it was just something that James, kind of had on his heart.
Shout out
and a
James.
mission to bring all of us together that were kind of on the same mission, and I think he's done a great job to do that. So just making sure we're running programs that actually support the grassroots community, and not just talking about this stuff, but doing the work with the kids.
Amazing. And George, what does a typical day being you kind of entail? Like you wake up, stay fly, what's next?
This is a good question. So today I came from Peckham and I came straight here.
Boy.
So, days...
Shout out South
Hey, from
London.
Peckham as well, I love that. Look at that energy. So, some days are like this, which is great. You get to advocate and share the mission. And then some days it's full, on the laptop, I'm going back to the factory after this. So a bit of, pre-event work or kind of post-race. You're trying to find as much time as you can, right? That's just the role of the
I love it, George. Thank you so much. And now I'm joined by another powerhouse within motorsports. Fresh off the track after 24 hours at the Nürburgring, I'm joined by Jahee. Tell us a little bit more about your experience and your journey into motorsports.
Yeah, thanks, Debs. As she mentioned, I've just come back from Germany last week, where we did the Nürburgring 24 hours. So similarly to George, I work as a motorsport engineer. I do some design and some trackside. And I've had a bit of a long journey into motorsport. I've been working in motorsport for around 6 years or something now, and still a long way to go. But I've had some great experiences. I've ticked some great races off the list. Macau GP last year, the GT World Challenge, and then most recently Nürburgring 24 hours. So yeah, I love motorsport. I love to work here, and it's a job that doesn't really feel like a job. So that's a win, right?
Of course, that's the benefit. Wouldn't we want to all work in industries that we absolutely love? You are 24 hours out back from Nürburgring. We have, you'll be able to find out more about Jahee's journey on the Driven by Us podcast. So if you haven't already gave it a listen, please do give it a listen and tune in. I've got a follow-up question, Jahee. At what point in your journey did you realize that, do you know what, motorsports, like this industry is for me?
So I actually spent some time in automotive engineering. So I worked with Ford, I worked with McLaren in their design departments. But then I realized motorsport is quite unique because it's competitive engineering. So it's quite a different environment where you're judged by your ability to innovate, and then also it's just a kind of, well, you're working in teams in a different way, yeah. So like we were saying about the Nürburgring 24 hours. So I'm working with a team of 10 or 15 crew, and we're all we're all sharing the pain of a 40-hour shift together.
Oh, I don't know how you did that.
We've all got our different parts to play in competing a good race, yeah. So that's quite unique. Those are the unique things about motorsport engineering specifically, and I realized that about 5 years ago that was the place I wanted to have my career.
No, absolutely. We wish you the best of luck and look forward to hearing more about your journey on our podcast.
Yeah, I can't wait. That's going to be a good combo.
It really will be. It really will.
So changing gears now, guys. You know we're at Silverstone, so I know you would have made a few connections, so I really want to know, have you had any key moments in your career that were down to networking?
Oh, that's a really good question. So
all of them.
All of them, right? All of them. Like how I got into the industry was, through kind of networking, because everyone puts in the work.
Yeah.
But, in the industry, there's only 40,000 people professionally working there. That's a very small amount.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really about the relationships you're building along the way. So before I joined ProDrive, I set up a visit there 5 years beforehand. So I knew the people. I knew kind of what was going on. And then, when you kind of get a chance to go back there again, you're a familiar face. And that kind of works a lot. And, kind of fun fact, so Jahee and I actually worked together on a lap record at the Nürburgring.
Yes.
Who would have thought that? And, that
amazing.
relationship was built through DBU. So.
Yeah, great experiences that was.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure. I hope we get to do that again.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I guess a smile always goes a long way.
Always, always.
Well, if someone here who's listening is a bit nervous about networking, what advice would you give them?
So I quite quickly realized in motorsport, it's not really, I guess this applies to all industries. It's not what you know, it's who you know. So realizing that quite quickly, I realized that I better get to it. And it's not something that I really enjoyed at the beginning, because you kind of, you have to place yourself in front of people that you think may be able to benefit you in some way. And then you've got to spark up a conversation and find a rapport and that kind of thing. It's not always easy. It's not always natural, but it's a bit like a skill. So although you might be a bit anxious about it or fearful at first, just put yourself in front of people. Try and find a common a thing that, for starters, right? You both enjoy motorsport. Maybe they're an engineer or maybe they work in the commercial aspects, but you both have a passion for racing. So that's a great place to start, and just kind of develop a conversation and be natural. Let people know you. And it's just like making friends, really.
Yeah, leading through connection is the theme that I'm getting there. George, anything to add to that?
Yeah, I would say that's spot on. For me, it's really been about how do I try and, I think one good top tip is see a way that you can compliment the person that you're seeing, because everyone loves a compliment, right? Everyone is doing something that you might think is cool, at least one thing, right? They might have great trainers, they may do anything that you kind of like about them. I think it's worth doing that. If it's something to do with their personality, even better. That kind of goes a longer way. It's not as superficial. And then that kind of helps you open up the conversation, but not really focusing on the role that they're in, because I've been in close relationships with people that were as more senior than you would imagine, but I still speak to them on a very conversational level. And that's why we actually get on pretty well.
Yeah, people are people, right? So you just want to be talked to on a level most of the time.
Connection through authenticity is what I got from that. I absolutely love it.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Now, guys, we often hear too much about the challenges within motorsport, and I kind of want to just flip this round and kind of listen to what excites you about the future of motorsport in general.
Good question, isn't it?
So I can start that. The future of motorsport excites me because technology will always develop.
Amazing.
But for me personally as well, the kind of things that you learn, the kind of skills that you need to develop a good race car are relevant in so many other industries. And I feel like the motorsport industry is kind of waking up to that. So there's more collaborations with specialists that might be working in like there was a company who designed heat exchangers for like spaceships.
Amazing.
that found applications in motorsport. I think it was Mercedes with that one. So I think there'll be more collaborations with real specialists in other industries, and I think that's quite exciting. I see that more and more. Just motorsport's such a big space. There's so many races to do. There's so many types of racing. So I think that's really exciting for me.
Yeah, no, I would agree. Has anyone watched the F1 movie here? Show of hands if you watched the F1 movie already. A few people. I loved it, and I think for anyone that is a fan, I think it's great. But even people that weren't fans, I think it really made it accessible. And I think what the sport is doing to actually appeal to a great, group of people, it's gonna get the best out of people, right? So for me, that's the most exciting part. But also the technology. I came into motorsport focusing on kind of electric powertrains, and that's all I've done for the last 5+ years. And being able to be at the forefront of that has been great, because even when we're testing it and setting lap records, it's like, to even think that this can be done is, it's kind of mind-blowing. So, yeah, I'm excited to see where it kind of goes.
Yeah, it's a good point you say about accessibility as well, because I feel like it is becoming more accessible, and that's cool because it's such I'm biased, right, but it's such a great industry, sector, like space, whatever you want to call it. And making that more accessible and making more people aware of what the kind of things that happen in motorsport, I think that's really exciting.
Yeah, more innovation comes from it, isn't it? So
yeah, definitely. Yeah. More investment, everything. Everyone wins.
No, I hope thank you so much for sharing, and I hope you were all so excited about the future of motorsports. I'm gonna take us into our last segment, okay?
Yeah.
Some rapid, quick fire questions. Keep it quick, okay? And keep it fun. So the first question is, what is your favorite racetrack and why?
I'm going to go first so he doesn't take my answer. Honestly, I would say Silverstone, because this is the first track that I actually managed to come to. I had a phenomenal experience. And for the last 4-5 years, there's always been drama. Like this weekend, it's probably going to rain. We don't know what's going to happen. So I'm always looking forward to what Silverstone can bring. So yeah, Silverstone for me, it's home race.
Yeah, I would actually say the Nürburgring, especially having just worked there. From the track, it's a 25-kilometer track. Silverstone's 7 or around something like that. So it's much longer. It's just really spectacular.
It's intense though, isn't it?
It's really intense on cars, on drivers, on teams, on fans. 300,000 fans that were at that event. And yeah, I feel like it's got a real depth. Silverstone has too, of course, but I feel like it's got a real depth of everything.
Yeah?
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah. All right, I love it.
And I'm going to ask you guys, are you ready for this one?
Always ready.
Completely moving away from Formula One.
Ooh.
Dream car, zero budget.
Koenigsegg for me. I love a Koenigsegg.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's my favorite car, hands down. So impractical, but my favorite car. Yeah, for sure.
That's actually a really tough one.
Hand-built.
I could sit and discuss this for 5 minutes. I would say something like Porsche 918 is coming to mind, because it kind of does everything. It can be a daily car. You can get a lot of performance out of it. You can take the roof down. Yeah. Yeah, I know I'll change my mind in a minute, but that's what I'll go with.
I'm not looking for anything practical. It's literally just no budget, go for it. One of one. That's it.
Well, if there's no budget, I'll design my own.
Ooh.
I'm with him.
Yeah?
I'm with him.
Out of curiosity, Thandie, what would be your dream car, no budget?
Guys, I can't lie to you. I haven't got my driving license.
You're not the only one, don't worry. You're not the only one.
In the middle of doing my driving, I have a Beetle at the moment. I crashed her the other day.
Aww. I'm so sorry.
No, she's got a little bit of a scratch, so if anyone knows where I can get a new bumper, let me know.
Okay, and so I've got a question for you. If you could swap roles with anyone in motorsport for one day, who would it be?
See, my first answer would be no one.
Okay.
Because I like where I am, but that's not really a good answer, is it?
No, but I like it. I like the thought.
I reckon it could be someone like... so I had a great conversation some time ago with the head of endurance racing at Ferrari, So he looks after all their endurance programs. So not the F1 side, but everything else. And I feel like his job will be really good because it's very technical. You're making a lot of decisions about where the team goes and the technology that's in the cars that are developed and all that kind of thing. That would be a good. That would be a bit of a goal.
Yeah, a nice blend of like talking to people, mixing technology and business together.
Yes, and Fernandino, if you hear this, hope you're all right.
I love it. Shout out to you, George.
I would say if you think of who's the #1 engineer in motorsport,
period.
It kind of has to be Adrian Newey if you want to really be realistic. So for me, it would be to be in his mind and actually understand how he thinks and how he's going to turn, go from Red Bull to turning Aston around. I'm pretty curious, but he's done it time and time again. So
he has.
Yeah, it'll be his job.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
We should get him on the podcast.
Oh, we do.
Should.
Adrian Newey, if you're out there, we'd love to invite you onto the Driven by Us podcast.
Okay, so my next question is, what is your motorsport guilty pleasure? And I don't mean just, a team. I mean like a moment, a driver, a track, maybe. Something that really gets your gears going,
That's quite a tough one. A guilty pleasure.
I'll tell you mine.
Yeah, you start. Give me
Every
the context.
Silverstone win that involves Lewis Hamilton.
Period. Any Lewis fans?
There you go. Team LH,
Yeah,
where you at?
there we
Team LH.
Okay, all right. So I would say a guilty pleasure of mine are crashes.
Fair.
And I'll make a point when no one's hurt, yeah?
Yeah.
So especially in like GT3 racing, which is where I work, it's very like elbows out and someone might get a little tap, spin someone out, and if it happens to you, you're upset, but it's quite exciting. It gets your adrenaline going, and maybe it shouldn't. So maybe that's a guilty pleasure.
Now I think everyone loves a shunt. Those videos have the most views, for a reason, right? So I think it's a guilty pleasure for a lot of us. Ooh, that is so hard. I would say probably the thing that kind of excites me the most is actually where I see, especially now where the championship is, just seeing some of the teams like the Williams, for example, perform so well, just seeing that and seeing them overcome other teams, for me, that's probably my favorite. Just seeing the underdog win.
Yeah.
Right? And before that wasn't really possible, probably in 2021, 2022, but now I'm seeing that more. So, yeah, more of that.
I love it. My guilty pleasure, for no one that asked, is telemetry. I love data. So being able to see data, analyze data, and see how it impacts the car on track and off track. That's my guilty pleasure.
I would agree. That's for all of us,
Yeah.
right? We love it. We love it.
Yeah, we love a bit of telemetry.
I love telemetry. Okay, I've got one more question for you, and that is one word to describe your motorsport journey so far. One word.
Oh, tough.
Tough.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a tough journey, but then the good ones always are, I would say. If it was easy, then it wouldn't be so rewarding.
Yeah.
So, tough.
I love it. George?
Dream.
Dream.
Yeah, this was a childhood dream, and to be able
really
to
beautiful,
be in it,
George.
it's as you said, it's not a job really. It's been a vocation over the years. So that's why I always say live in a dream, and it will never stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, dream's a nice one. That's a more positive spin on it. I like that.
Yeah. No, thank you so much. And thank you all for, inspiring so many people, including myself and Thandie. Yeah, Thandie?
Guys, could you have a round of applause for our guests, please? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for listening to us. As I like to close all my interviews, I will say, guys, any last words before we leave this lovely stage?
No, just thank you for listening. It's been great to be up here and talk to you and talk about something that we're all passionate about. So nice to see you here. If you see us around, come and say hello. But yeah, thank you.
My biggest thing would be, as we can, just if you can bring someone else to Silverstone to experience this as well, I would say please do that. Just increase the access. Everything that you're seeing behind the screens, this is what it's about. It's the next generation. So yeah, let's keep doing that.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Have a great race weekend.